Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are taking a trip with Mr. Roast Beef to the Surfcasters Expo in Narragansett, Rhode Island. This place was loaded with items, both new and old, some great smelling food, and some good friends. We had a blast walking around, checking out the handcrafted plugs, vintage lures to use in the salt and fresh water that were absolutely stunning, to say the least. The main reason for us to go to the expo was to see Bobby's good friend Matt Thayer of Klondike Custom Baits. His baits ranged anywhere from custom jigs, custom spinner baits, to some incredible looking custom plugs. Gotta say, Matt has it all, and had I actually had some money to spend, I would have been in serious trouble. After the expo, we went straight to DB's Pizza, and let me tell you folks, this place was awesome. The owner, Patrick, is a big-time Jigs and Bigs podcast listener, and of course he had to recommend the BLT pizza, which personally I've had other renditions of before, and if they're not done right, they're terrible, and this thing was absolutely perfect. 10 out of 10. After lunch, we were running out of daylight quick, so it was time to get our stuff, to do some carping, some camping, and the first ever podcast in the van.
That thing is so nasty.
The beef mobile. That's awesome. So you got these two mattresses are inflating here?
Yeah, so they're self-inflating. Put that sleeping bag right on the other side.
Oh, nice. You got the freaking outlet right here?
Oh, yeah, man. So,
does that work when the car's off?
It doesn't. Oh, well, no. It's got to be running for this one. This one I'm not sure about, the 12 volt. So, that's what's going to power the blanket tonight.
Sick.
I'm not going to, I'm fairly certain it has to be running for any of the 12 volt to work.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are carp fishing tonight and camping out in the van with Bobby Roast Beef. Only Bobby's camping in his beautiful Toyota 4Runner that he has set up as a truck camper. This thing is so sick, guys. We had a freaking awesome day today traveling about Rhode Island, and Bobby's never caught a carp. We didn't have really any daylight left after all the shenanigans of the day, so what better fish to fish for than carp at night, especially this time of year. It's gonna be in the 30s tonight, so it's gonna be freaking cold out there. But we got 3 lines in. We could have put 4 out, but we've got 3 out. That's plenty for us. If we get 1 fish, that's all we need. But we're gonna have some fun tonight. We might do some podcast stuff, hanging out in the van. We're gonna watch Where the Buffalo Roam. We're gonna cook some food. Hopefully we're gonna catch a fish. Maybe we'll even catch 2. Who the hell knows? We will be super stoked if we even get one. Guys, if you've never listened to Jigs and Bigs podcast, you're out of your freaking minds. And we're gonna be picking Bobby's brain today. We are gonna be starting a podcast soon, and I think I have a pretty cool idea for it now, thanks to Bobby. We had some discussions over lunch and pizza and greatness, and so I'm really stoked to see where this whole thing goes. You know, like I say all the time, this is just the beginning. Anyways, we're gonna really cross our fingers, and hopefully we can get lucky today and get a carp. I'd be freaking pumped. We're literally just sitting right on the water right now, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here camping out, like I said a little while ago, with Mr. Roast Beef. We're gonna be doing a little tidbit for the Jigs and Bigs podcast right now. Be dope if we catch a fish in the middle of this thing, but yeah, we're gonna have some fun, talk about some shit.
I love it. I love talking shit. It's what I do best.
It is what you do best, Bobby.
I'm gonna dial your mic in just a bit.
Hello.
Oh, that sounds
Testing.
good. You want more on the headphones?
That sounds great.
That sounds good.
Perfect.
Okay, awesome, beautiful. I like. Oh my God, I'm all right, we're rolling in 3, 2. You know, this is actually the first time I've ever had video recording and audio recording at the same time for a podcast.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I could send you this whole
That's pretty crazy.
file easily too, if you'd like.
There's talk about someday including a video component, but I don't want to even try until we have a space that we can call our own.
Yeah, you need like an actual studio.
A studio, yeah.
And you know, I've been thinking about that personally. You know, I could start something from home, and I could have a video component, but then my guests, I have no room for a guest there.
Yeah,
you saw that today.
That's it. That's when it's
no
tricky.
room for a guest there.
So then you're relying on, like, okay, hey, what can you put together in your dining room or wherever they happen to be recording?
Correct.
And it just, you know, it's almost not worth it. I mean, and really, let's be honest. What I think the best part about podcasting is that it's something that somebody can consume for content that's 100% passive. With an audio-only podcast, they can go and they can go fish, or they can take a long drive, or whatever it is,
right.
And they don't have to feel like they're missing something because they're looking at the screen.
Yes.
So
I love that.
I think that's a good thing. And for you, the listener, we're going to go ahead and break the wall now. For the listener that's sitting here listening to this little segment that we're working on here. Hi, I'm Bobby Roast Beef, and I'm here with Fish and Grubs with Todd Grubb.
What is going on, everybody?
And we're having a little adventure right here in the winter. Winter has come. Kind of.
Let's check the
it's
check the outdoor temp. My guess is like maybe 30 on the dot.
Yeah, it feels a lot colder.
33.
It is. Yeah, 33.
33 on the dot.
And it's windy. I'm really not loving that, the wind, but we had a day, man. This is something I was really looking forward to. You and I got together earlier this morning. We took a ride down to Narragansett, Rhode Island for the Narragansett Surfcasters. That group organized this little expo of some local bait makers and I think a bunch of used gear too. In fact, I got a little gift for Sean the Fisherman. I picked up a couple of hula poppers, old vintage ones. One with like the OG packaging too, which I'm psyched about.
Sick.
So yeah, I mean, went down there to visit with Matt Thayer from Klondike Custom Creations. He had a giant booth. He had 3 tables lined up, like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
His baits are awesome.
His baits were beautiful.
I love
handcrafted, and he wasn't one-dimensional at all.
No.
You know what I mean? And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
His booth is that any fisherman, whether it be like somebody that just goes after largemouth to somebody that targets tuna, like he had the whole spectrum there
with all handmade plugs, handmade jigs, spinner baits, the whole nine. It was really cool.
Oh yeah,
Great setup.
He's got his
kid too.
His baits are awesome. I don't want to go and blow this up necessarily, but you and I have had conversations before about you starting a podcast.
Correct.
And you kind of got into some of the details today, and I think you have an awesome, number one, potential working title. Amazing. But like a great premise for the show, because it truly, the target audience is anybody with ears.
Correct.
And I think that is a really good thing. I always find that when you're trying to create something, you're always trying to find what your audience is, but sometimes it's a good thing to think a little bit more broad.
Yeah.
The thing about most podcasts too,
probably all of them, is that for the most part you're doing it in the same place every time.
Yeah.
Whereas and your guests have to come to you.
Yep.
I could literally take this podcast to whatever guest there is.
Oh, travel wherever you want to go, go on whatever adventure.
I'll be in this area in this time, set up 4 or 5 guests in that state or that area, and on to the next.
I think the idea of a mobile studio is f***ing the dream.
I mean, we're doing it right now.
We're doing exactly.
It's making me feel really stoked.
It's pretty awesome. When you think, it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. But the fact that you've got the space in here and there's nice comfortable lighting,
Right. If I do a podcast, it can't be about fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, it can definitely involve fishermen.
Sure. Oh,
they
for sure.
They will be guests because that's a huge part of my life.
Yep.
But there's so many aspects of my life, so many people, and so many different realms that I want to talk to.
There's more to it.
Bring light to what they're doing.
Yep.
Instead of just in the fishing world.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love the fishing world, there's so many things that I'm wicked passionate about.
It's wild. We're trying to do that with Jigs and Bigs, especially in terms of other ways that we can kind of relate it to the outdoors. So that's where the truck camping element comes from me.
Right.
And same thing the tournament stuff with Sean, and even going stretching that a little bit further, his coaching basketball and stuff, and how that mindset kind of applies in different sort of ways.
Right.
So it's all in how you kind of tie it together.
For me, once I found ice fishing, I was like, oh man, this is great. Now I don't have to hate winter anymore.
Yeah. And also
even as a kid,
as
a kid, there was one thing that I did to make myself not hate winter as much, and I went barefoot for 2 years straight, straight through the winter and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah. If you talk to my friends from right after high school, they'll all tell you. I'd go to parties and stuff and just be walking around in the snow up in New Hampshire.
Totally barefoot.
They'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? My one friend tried to do it and just screamed at the top of his lungs, very high pitched, ran back onto the...
I think part of it is...
threw his shoes on.
The perception and the adjustment,
Yeah. I still do it.
Yeah.
I'll still go barefoot in the snow just because it, it actually feels amazing.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls, it's time to cook. We're starving. We're going to cook some ribeyes. Let's do this.
This is too small to sit on this. But this sits perfectly. Oh, yeah. See these little feet that they put there?
Yeah.
That's what holds it in place, and they're way too short to be able to hold something that small. This might take a little while to get hot, but we'll try it. We'll see. We're experimenting. We're learning.
3 days later.
No, I think that's the f***ing jam right there.
It's just stable.
Exactly. All right, this pan is hot.
Is it?
Yeah, she's hot. nothing wrong with a fillet.
Yeah,
Don't
there
get me
is.
wrong.
There's no fat on it. It's garbage.
Yeah, but if you do it right.
Damn, son.
Damn is right. Boy.
The beef. Yeah.
Made it happen.
Look at that, boys and girls. That steak is cooked on the money.
I think that rainbow pepper, man.
Sick. God damn it.
Did you lose it?
That went straight to the ground.
I gotta make sure to clean this cutting board because I know there's a coyote. You know, we're licking the pan. Nice.
Landed in the water. I'm a mess. Wow, this came out all right.
This came out okay. An interesting pairing, but there we go.
Steak and beans?
Yeah, I mean, a steak this luxurious with such a simple side is baked beans.
I do it all the time. They go together like peas and carrots.
Mm-hmm.
I do like some asparagus too.
I do. Roasted. There's a lot of people that don't see this as an enjoyable time. Standing out in 30-degree weather with wind blowing up our asses.
Yep.
Literally face a slice of cow. Probably not going to be able to use that line. But
It's so good.
I was just tweaking this recipe for red beans and rice.
That's like candy.
Oh, yeah.
Steak meat candy. Meat bean candy. All right, folks. Bobby and I are about to try Taya's Poetic Pours cocktail in a jar. We have done all the steps. We're down to just our liquid. We got rid of the oranges. So now we got some liquid, and Bobby's got some ice. We're gonna split this right down the middle and enjoy ourselves
I love it.
a cocktail.
Here. I was sick. Put some ice. All right.
Slap that son of a bitch in there. I have no idea.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Taya.
Thank you, Taya. Show the label. Show the brand.
Glorious. Poetic Pours on Instagram. That's an old fashioned.
Wow.
It's delightful.
Yeah, that's really good.
Perfect. Even with the crappy whiskey we used. So we used Jim Beam.
We used Jim Beam for this.
We used Jim Beam. Jim Beam's fine and all, but it's not my whiskey of choice. If you use Buffalo Trace in this, it'd be like 100 times better, and it's pretty freaking good.
Dude, yeah. What a great idea. You know, when you want...
Does it have all the ingredients on it?
I think it does.
Yeah.
What a great idea if you enjoy outdoors. You know, this is the kind of thing that you want if you're, you know, going out camping. Maybe you're bringing your family. Maybe you're bringing your wife, your girlfriend. You know, now you can make a craft cocktail fairly issue-free, really. All you gotta do is boil a little bit of water and let it sit to melt all of the mixer ingredients.
Yeah. This is 2 drinks a piece, by the way.
It is. It makes 5 drinks in the entire thing when you add it all. Like
4 or 5 drinks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's about 5 drinks, yeah, because 8 ounces of bourbon plus the 2 ounces of water.
Yeah. 10 ounces. I mean.
And if you're like, why is there water in my cocktail? All cocktails need water. They all need to be diluted. That's why you shake or stir to add that water. So people are silly. People are really silly, Bobby.
with their quirks and their boxes that they set up in their lives. I like, even myself, like, we all do it. All of us have our boxes that we've set up. Some of us have less boxes, and some of us are able to, like, open them up and see outside of them. Most don't. Most are just stuck in their tiny little worlds.
They're just doing what they do.
What they do. Never change. Sometimes I'm like, are you even living? Are you even drinking old fashions in the van down by the river?
I didn't think this is how this trip was going to go. Sipping f***ing craft old fashions that are so good they turn sub-tier
Here,
bourbon.
Put them, let's see. There we go. Alright guys, the night is winding down. We definitely are going to keep the baits out all night, but it's like almost midnight. We've recorded a bunch for Jigs and Bigs. We've cooked. We're enjoying fantastic drinks. And we're going to throw on one of my favorite movies of all time, Where the Buffalo Roam. And we're going to show Bobby what's really up, because he's never seen this movie, and it's phenomenal. So we'll check back in a little bit, maybe with a fish, or maybe with Bobby's take on Where the Buffalo Roam with Bill Murray from when he was a fucking child. Let's do this.
1 hour later.
Alright, folks. Freaking good night. Good morning, guys. 7 o'clock. First bit of light really poking through. It's a beautiful morning. We just had an alarm go bleep bleep. We haven't had anything like that all night. Let there be light. I did not, it was 30 degrees out all last night. I didn't have to turn on the car once. I bundled up in the sleeping bag. If it's below 30, I'll have to like wake up and turn the car on a couple times. But man, at 30 degrees, we were able to stay toasty warm all night. It's 7 o'clock. I literally have gone almost 8 hours in the van without heat. But I really had to poop. So I'm probably going to peace out on our spot for our second. Leave Bobby here. And go find a place to poop.
Well, just some ideas that I had kind of settled with me from the agency. It would just be weird to sit here and listen. I would like to get weird. It'd be like Jimmy's thing when we watch one of your interviews on the screen and we're sitting here watching and you're watching yourself talk. You know, so I'm used to that. I'm used to that kind of weird though. Yeah.
Well, folks, it's like 9 o'clock. Mr. Beef himself has just arisen. Getting a couple bumps here. But he's going to be cooking us some breakfast. I'm getting my warm clothes on so I can join him out there so he's not lonely and cold. But what a great morning. We've just had this, like, insane view. Can't complain about it too much. Got the freaking whole setup right there. Just recast everything. A couple bumps this morning. We know there's fish in there. It's so cold, the water for these guys. They will eat, but just not like they will in the springtime. And the whole, like, the thing that gets me jacked up right now is thinking about doing stuff like this when it's warmer and when these fish are biting a lot more. What are you making?
Got a little coffee going here. A little bit of, maybe we can get a deal. Everything
Deal or no deal?
Maybe it could happen. Black Rifle coffee.
Oh, see, Keith would love this.
And I've never seen a Sasquatch themed.
Yeah, Keith Sasquatch.
Black Rifle.
Mark's not trashed. Pick it up.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, so got our business all set. I'm gonna start making some breakfast. While this is going, I'm gonna open that can of potatoes.
You're gonna open a can of worms or potatoes?
Well, it's quite possibly gonna be gonna be worms as well. Where is that can?
Taters are in my cart.
Oh, you got the taters? Cool.
Yeah, because they didn't need to be refrigerated.
Got andouille sausage.
Ooh, yum. Are you gonna make me have to leave here sooner than I thought?
I don't think so.
You're a savage.
I'm a savage.
You're gonna put that in the coffee?
Yeah, we're gonna do potato coffee. I think it's an Irish thing. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but yeah.
The money shot.
That's
That's that steak butter, brah.
We got trashy food. It was good. This was good. Trash fish and trash food. That's what we fucking did, man. We fucking ate beans out in the cold like a couple of homeless people under a bridge.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We were trolls last night, John.
Trolls. We still are.
Trolls.
Motherfuckers try to troll us. We're the trolls.
We're the How do you troll the original trolls? Who trolls the trolls? Look at that. Look at the interior. It's beautiful. Coming in hot. Load number 2. Let that go for a second or two. Who stirs their eggs with titanium? Legends. That's
Legendsonly.com.
Legends only.
.org.
Farmers only. Content creators. Oh, you know what? I got the cup for you.
Yep.
Like, he downplays himself so much. It's part of his character. But, so, see, what Biggie meant to say was cheese eggs with jalapenos and andouille Cajun sausage at Welch is great. That's what Biggie meant to say. I know I f***ed up that line. I'm going to lose any street cred ever, but I'm going to let that cheese melt. I'm going to fold it one more time.
All right, guys. Breakfast is served. Huge thanks to Bobby Roast Beef for breakfast. This is going to be delightful. Delightful. The wind's picking up a bit, so I've been getting some false alarms.
damn, Bobby. Hot damn. Bobby made us some fresh coffee on the percolator as well. Stoked about that. So good.
Oh, this is pretty good.
This is banging, Bobby.
This is fucking pretty goddamn good.
All right, ladies and gents, Mr. Beef is on his way out of here. He is taking off. And we just reset our baits down there. So we're gonna give it a few minutes, a few hours, however long we can take later, Bobby. And maybe we'll catch fish, maybe we won't. If we do catch one, we're stoked. But whatever. This has been such a great trip.
3 hours later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have been at this spot for just about 24 hours with not one single bite. So these fish are not hungry right now, or they're just picking around our baits or whatever. But it is about 4:30. It's time to go home. We got work tomorrow. But we had a blast. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Fish on!